Welcome back, guys. I'll be joining you with Elise Randolph here, and we've got Waffles versus Dreamfleet. Now, Waffles bringing a Typhoon core, pretty standard with Sweeples and Confessors, while Dreamfleet are actually bringing the same setup, but instead of the Confessors, they actually brought Blackbird. So it's going to be ECM versus Confessors.
It should be an interesting matchup. Waffles are also fielding their flagship Fleet Typhoon, one of the few teams to have a non-Balgorn flagship. Really nice to see it pulled out here. Of course, their backs are against the wall. They need to win this match, otherwise they will be eliminated.
Yep.
Dream Fleet, man, Ryla, tell me a little bit about the difference between these teams. They seem to be, the core is a bit of a mirror matchup.
Yeah, cores are definitely a mirror matchup. Dreamfleet going with the EOS instead of the Damnation, so they prefer to have the extra speed, and Damnation is more for ECM, so sensor strength. And the Dreamfleet have actually brought Blackbird, so they actually prefer jams instead of the Confessors. So Blackbird's not known for their tank, but especially in an armor setup anyway, and Confessors are much more support focus with being T3D, and the matches away. It'll be pretty interesting to see what these teams actually do.
Yeah, they actually warped in both at range and both from pretty far from one another. They're about 80 to 90 kilometers far from one another. The Waffle team warped all in at 50, and you can see their support wing going forward, and they're trying to act a bit of as a screen. Svipple taking quite a bit of damage on the Dreamfleet side, but of course it is armor tanked. And Dreamfleet are applying a lot of their control. Look at their control bar.
Holy shit,
they got so
control.
much potential.
Yeah, it looks like they are actually playing a lot of their control on the Waffles side, and it looks like they actually have missile guidance disruptors on those Waffles. On the Waffles side, Waffles are actually bringing cruise Typhoons instead of rapid heavies, and it looks like there's just both teams are just dancing about. Really, they're just trying to position themselves, see if they can get a quick T3D kill here and there. It'll be pretty interesting to see what the Blackbirds jam, because if they jam those of that in Eros, they might actually go in and try and kill a support ship really quickly.
It's always risky to try and jam the Oneros. It's very feast or famine. If you get it, you're a god, but if you don't, your team just sits and waits for you. But it looks like Waffles do have one of their Swipples tackled. Obviously, he went out forward to try and act as a screen, so that was a bit of an intentional tackle, but he is getting a lot of... I don't know why all these tracking disruptors are on him. I guess they have no other targets for him because they are not going against the turret team. Dreamfleet, meanwhile, are losing one of their Swipples through reps. It is grappled, webbed, and painted, so these Typhoons from Waffles are able to apply quite a bit. And this is a flagship Fleet Foon, so the Waffles do a little bit more damage than the Dreamfleet side.
Oh yeah, and the Swipple on the Dreamfleet side, he is just fully tackles Gramweb. He is not going anywhere quickly, but he seems to be holding fine. Dreamfleet seems to be trying to switch out primaries, trying to catch the Logi off guard, maybe get a lucky jam, see what will happen. But these jams aren't being as effective as they want to, because looks like Waffles are not impeded by the jams at all. And
and Coral Kokora of the Waffle side in the Svipple has attacked Angst's Nemesis and has him tackled. So as soon as he gets the chance, this Nemesis will go down. The Dreamfleet side will have to either let one of the ships die or split reps. And if they split reps, that's exactly what Waffles want. They want fewer reps onto the Svipple of Fartisan that's tackled, and they just want to break something here. And Waffles are tanking
it looks like
now.
The Waffles Typhoon is Waffles and Eros is actually jammed, because the tier 5 from Dark Arzi is actually taking a hell of a lot of damage. It looks like the Aneros did actually get a jam off. Blackbird did actually jam off the Aneros, so he's in really big trouble. If this Aneros does not rep land soon, he will die.
Yep, and Waffles are actually taking quite a bit of damage and spreading the damage quite a bit as well. They really want to test this Dreamfleet Logi, but they need to get a lockback, otherwise they'll be losing this Typhoon Fleet issue.
Oh, the reps, reps have just landed. Reps
have landed, but it might be a little bit too late.
Oh, he's living to win, that's for sure, and he is down, tier 5 down on Waffles' side. While
that
losing
final volley finished him off. Good lord. Dreamfleet didn't get out of that unscathed, though. They did lose a Svipple in the process. Dreamfleet, these Blackbirds are doing work. Like, they get a lucky jam.
And the thing is, the more ships Waffles lose, the harder the jams are going to get on the for Dreamfleet, because obviously the less ships you have, the more jams are going to be stacked upon you, and Dreamfleet are basically they're just losing ships. Waffles are losing
I think
ships,
the
and this
Oneros is
Waffles
jammed
though.
again. Wood Vulcan, the Fleet Typhoon, that's the flagship for Waffles, is not getting that many reps. It looks like he's got a bit of a local tank going, but not any remote reps coming
This
in.
is the flagship as well.
Yes, this is the flagship. It represents a lot of the damage, and he is being swarmed by drones right now. He's got some rep bots on him trying to keep him alive, but it is not enough. He is going down. He's holding, but going down at the same time.
Yeah,
He's at 10%
he's
armor.
living. He is living to win. But the Blackbird on the Dreamfleet side is actually taking a lot of damage. Waffles realize they need to kill this Blackbird before the Aneris gets jammed again. Because if this Aneris gets jammed again, this tier 5 will die, and yeah, that's what they're doing right now.
He is dropping structure, 3 or 4% structure every time there's a volley. He's holding an armor, but the structure is just bleeding. Oh, the structure bled a lot there.
I think he might actually go down. He is down. Flagship from the Waffle side is dead. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, Waffles still have a pretty hefty support wing left, so they're not out of it by any means, but they need to kill these Blackbirds. As you mentioned before, Rilo, the more ships that Waffles lose, the better position Dreamfleet are in. They can apply more of their control to fewer ships, so more effective control per ship. And it looks like Dreamfleet just doesn't care about that. They're just focusing all in on this Oneros to keep them jammed while killing everything else.
Yeah, they're just basically all Dreamfleet need to do is just kill the remaining support of Waffles right now, and Dreamfleet have only lost a Swipple and they still have their 2 tier 5s left, so it's really not looking good for Waffles. They need to coordinate something. They need to pull back, try and position somehow, and try and kill the Blackbirds of the Dreamfleet. Otherwise, it's going to be game over for them.
Yeah, they still do have their reps, which have been currently grappled. So the Oneros got into range of one of these Fleet Typhoons to get tackled. Not a good sign. He is neutered and
as well,
grappled and probably jammed. So heart-wrenching for this Waffles team, who are probably going to lose everything really quickly.
It's pretty unfortunate as well. I think they basically just luck of the draw. Confess it down on the Waffle side as well. Probably the Aneros is probably being perma-jammed now by those Blackbirds.
Yeah, this is not a happy time for them. And even if the Oneros does get a lock, he's got
a hell of a lot.
These
yeah,
newts
being
are
neutered by the TFS.
Ravaging him right now.
It's pretty unfortunate as well because they have a scrum web on the Aneros, so there might be some chance, but by the time they probably killed the Aneros, probably their Aneros has died, plus maybe a couple of Confessors and Sweeples.
Yeah, that is the thing. And one of the Waffles bombers who's sitting pretty far out, even though I guess he wasn't really being chased too much, but he can't really apply his damage right now. So he is charging back in. He knows the score. He's got to live. He's got to charge in and suicide himself essentially to get some damage off.
Pretty much.
The Waffles are losing their Logi right now.
Yeah, he's living to win, but he is unfortunately dead now. So it's probably game over for Waffles. I'm pretty interested on the bans, especially on the Waffle side. Skimmy Slepner. They're probably afraid of like a Minmatar rush or something along those lines.
Yeah, that is a bit of an odd choice. It could just be that the order that their bans in. Dreamfleet, meanwhile, did ban the Kitsune, which was a really heads-up move because the Kitsune is the best way that they would lose, right? Because the Kitsune can lock the Blackbirds and win the Jam War before the Blackbirds can do anything.
Could have been a Fame ban as well. Probably Waffles think they're not going to bring ECM, but they just bring the Blackbirds instead.
Yeah, very good. Very good ban by Dreamfleet. Very good setup. We were talking before the match. This isn't a setup that we generally see someone like Dreamfleet field. They generally field something a little bit more unconventional.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks like they got to work last night, found a really good core. They added some stuff to it that they really like that makes it theirs, and they executed pretty well.
Yeah, they kind of realized, we're gonna have to bring something pretty more standard, and this Fleet Typhoon core is probably like the most standard setup we're probably gonna see throughout the weekend. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Then again, it's not. I mean, it's just a good setup overall. It's tank, DPS. There's nothing you can go wrong.
Yep, it's a really good baseline, and Dreamfleet actually masked their control really well. They have a bunch of missile tracking disruptors, which are really strong versus missile kite teams that we saw a lot yesterday morning, or just missile-based battleship teams.
Yeah, and it looks like Waffles is just being cleaned up by Dreamfleet now. Probably got all the Sweeples and Confessors jammed. Although the Purifier not jammed, he's just like miles away from the fight, trying to live. But he'll probably get chased down by a Sweeple soon enough.
Yeah, indeed. He was very close to the edge of the arena earlier in the match. He was at 123, flirting with disaster, but
He was
Poor
doing
little Waffles.
he was doing the Ellis Randolph, just baiting the edge of glory.
Indeed. I mean, that's the play. You just got to sit there and hope the rest of the team chases you, and then you just juke them and win.
Yeah,
That
of
is what
course.
needs to happen for Waffles right now. Probably not going to, though.
No.
Bit of a heartbreak, especially after yesterday.
Yeah.
Waffles yesterday, if you haven't seen the video, they went all in on what they assumed was the flagship of the enemy.
SNI, yeah.
But it was not the flagship. They just killed the normal Scorpion Navy issue and lost the match. So they celebrated and then brought down to reality really quickly. It's a very funny video. You should find it. It's probably on Reddit somewhere.
Poor
If not,
guy.
I'll try and spam it in Twitch chat.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like Waffles are just getting cleaned up now. This Purifier is the only one left. He might be able to pull off some hero moves, but 30 seconds till the match ends, so we'll see if it dies or not. But yeah,
Yeah, they
this
would
is
have to all MJ out.
yeah, it looks like the Dream Fleet had so much control on the Waffles side. They literally just controlled the Waffles team right there.
Yeah, it was really well masked as well. These Blackbirds did a really good job. Props to Dream Fleet piloting and decision making. That was really good. Heartbreak though for Waffles, who are eliminated from Alliance Tournament 14. A really solid team of core of pilots that always have misfortune in the Alliance Tournament. Sad to see them go. Love to see them walk away. And we will send it back to the studio with Apophany and the boys.
What are we all looking at? Nice. What are you laughing at? Whoa, what's over here? Oh my
They forced me doing the same things they did last time. They're just charging straight in towards the enemy. They have no. Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of Alliance Tournament 14 here with Jintan, Rocket X, and myself, Apophany. Jintan, in that match we saw 2 TFI cores, but we saw them supported very differently. Waffles going for the T3D heavy, with the other team who beat them. Dream Fleet. How did I forget that? We just watched the match. Bringing Blackbirds and 2 Nemesis for extra damage. What's your opinion on bringing the 2 different teams? I mean, T3D's very, very strong, but notoriously easy to jam.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And what we saw was Dream Fleet effectively trade the ability to control one ship very well to the ability to control multiple ships very well, or at least to negate them. The Zwippels are typically there because they want to rush into the enemy team and tackle down the enemy logistics so that you can start trading that. Because as we've seen historically through these Fleet Typhoon fights, the team that goes for the enemy logistics and breaks them first almost always without a doubt wins, because that's taking so much EHP, effective EHP off the field from those reps. So trading those for the Blackbirds gives you the ability to jam out the enemy Zwippels and then add more control to the field on things like your enemy Neros, or as we saw in that match specifically, we saw them put a load of missile disruptors on the Fleet Typhoons, which was a huge problem for them when they were trying to apply their damage to smaller ships.
So definitely a very good use of the mid slots on that team. I mean, we saw the control ball went all the way to the end. You had the jams obviously from the Blackbirds jamming pretty much the entire support wing of Waffles, and then you've then got the, on top of that, they were also tracking disrupted, so they wouldn't have been able to apply their damage that well anyway, especially to the smaller targets on the opposing team. So I know they were trying to kill one of the Nemesis on the Dream Fleet team for quite a while, but it just simply didn't die. And then the missile guidance disruptors on top of that. So even if the Foons had been able to lock, their damage would have not been great either. So.
Another more subtle difference in the choice of ships that match is Damnation versus EOS in a heavy armor tanking team. I don't know if either of you want to comment on the benefits and disadvantages of Damnation versus EOS.
Well, the Damnation has some advantages. It obviously has a lot more tank, so if you're expecting them to go for your command ship first, it's probably the best choice. However, the Damnation simply can't bring as many boosts as the EOS. It both doesn't have the mid slots for it, and you need to use those high slots to add damage to your team. So bringing in an EOS allows you to either bring damage drones or even rep drones to help the sustain of your comp, which is obviously a big key
5 heavy
part.
rep bots is very powerful. I mean, the Fleet Typhoon's one of their main advantages as well, is having that huge drone base, so you can have a swarm of rep bots, making the TFI team very, very tanky indeed.
Even ignoring the fact that you can fit more links as well. I mean, like we've said, the extra utility it gives you, you know, that adds value to your team as well. So I think an EOS is a pretty clear choice over a Damnation, especially in a format like we're looking at here.
Yeah, the spare mids are also very useful in providing remote sensor boosters for your logistics so that they can't be jammed, which is something that kind of impacted that match a little bit.
A little, maybe.
Yeah. Another year, another case where Waffles have broken my heart far too early in the tournament. Dreamfleet are going on to the next round of the losers bracket, the loser of which has the person they'll be playing is yet to be decided. The next match we're going to be looking at here is going to be, if I open it up on my thing, it's going to be Samurai Sold Out. It's going to be Brothers in Arms versus Castabouts, and we will bring you information on that match after these messages.